YouTube! Welcome to another video! Today we're watching the worst franchise in America, Subway by Fed Files and Jake the Lawyer. You guys, I love Subway! I love Subway! When I read this title, I got very upset! Because I don't really like Subway. Okay, let's see how it goes.
You know it's gonna be good when I have to call my lawyer before I post the video.
Uh-oh.
Today we're talking about Subway. Why? Because I went there for like the first time in 10 years the other day and they asked me for a tip at checkout, which annoyed me. So then I looked into it and then
That's
I found out
fair.
that you can get hepatitis from a sandwich.
They want to be tipped for your hepatitis.
I'm not exaggerating, that actually happened and it's like the tip of the iceberg. And to be honest with you, this is also the part where my lawyer explicitly told me to insert a disclaimer in this video. So here's Jake the Lawyer, aka the Internet Esquire.
Okay, here's the deal, Subway Group, now wholly owned by affiliates of Rourke Capital and formerly known as Pizza Super Submarine Sandwiches. My client, the Mr. Fat Electrician, is providing in this video true or substantially true information derived from reasonably reliable and publicly available material. There are no known falsehoods made, and any analysis of the material presented is solely for the purposes of news reporting, protected commentary, or new understandings. In no way is this video or the things said by my client in this video in any medium now known or hereafter devised throughout the universe and in perpetuity in any way a sponsorship or endorsement of Subway Group. And any so-called conclusions drawn by my client as a result of the material are that of opinion, satire, or are otherwise accurate depictions preserved in their full context when not otherwise artistically interpreted for the purposes of valuable public commentary.
I'm scared. What went wrong with Subway? Like the experiences I've had with Subway were pretty good. I mean, also I'm not sponsored obviously, but I mean, to be fair, I only went to German Subway, I believe. So I don't know how American Subway is like. Maybe someone said it's different in chat earlier. Yeah. You need to do that speech too. No, I don't have a lawyer. I don't know.
Notwithstanding the foregoing, we reserve all right, title, and interest in and to the presentation of the materials presented in this audiovisual format, and with God as our witness, pray that no binders be bound against you as a result of this video. I'm Jake the Lawyer, signing off.
All right, in case you can't tell, this video is going to be unhinged, so let's just get the ad out of the way now, and then we can watch my blood pressure rise for the next 15 minutes straight. This video is brought to you by Supremacy World War III, a free-to-play online PvP strategy-based game available on mobile and desktop. It is based on a World War III type scenario, which definitely...
You guys... I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. But the segue, okay, the segue from that to this is kind of silly.
Is becoming more and more realistic every single day. You can pick your country and go off to war playing with up to 99 other people. Personally, I'm picking the United States because I enjoy winning. But hey, that's me. You can do whatever you want. You can go play as Iran. Maybe it's fun to lose your entire navy in like 45 minutes. Again. I mean, seriously, if I had a nickel for every single time that a Republican TV star became the president of the United States and then orcas randomly started wearing dead salmons on top of their heads and then America destroyed Iran's entire navy in like a day, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but that's a really weird coincidence. Also, yes, I called that. They also just released their new officer update where you can unlock elite commanders that give your entire country unique abilities and powers and power-ups. And if you use my code down below, you're going to immediately unlock a free railgun, giving you a huge advantage right out of the gate. So go check that out. Let's get back to the video.
Okay.
All right, story time.
Should I buy Subway? Honestly, okay. I don't know if you should. You should buy it after this video because I feel like I don't think you wanna buy. I don't know what's going on. I haven't watched this before. I haven't watched this video, but I'm really scared. Wait, what did you say earlier? That's like the only chain where they found maggots in the lettuce in here. I'm scared, you guys.
I used to go to Subway every single day my junior, senior year of high school, and the entire time I was in college, I pretty much exclusively survived off of Subway and protein shakes. And this is back in the day when that Jared from Subway guy that lost a bunch of weight was still in every other TV commercial and plastered all over billboards all over the country, and footlongs were $5.
What? $5? Oh, good times, huh? Good times, huh? That's such a good value, you guys. Oh, so wait, sorry, I'm not sponsored, okay? I'm not sponsored. I'm just... it was the same when I was in school. Really? I don't think I ever remember a time where it was that low.
So when I went into Subway the other day for the first time in like 10 years, I was expecting the price, you know, probably went up a little bit. Inflation, everything going on. It's probably not $5 anymore. That's fine. I go in, I have my sandwich made, I get to checkout. My sandwich was like $19.
What?
They said market price.
So right out of the gate, there's some sticker shock, but immediately I'm looking for silver linings. I'm like, okay, Subway's probably one of these companies that has like a pretty high minimum wage for their workers, and that's what's going to justify the price of the sandwich. It's actually going to the worker. That, you know what, that's fine. And then the cashier does the...
I don't think it's gonna be. Could also get a cookie with your sub. I'm trying to remember what I paid last time. Last time I got something from Subway, I got a wrap. And honestly, that was probably the worst experience I have had from Subway because it was cold. It arrived cold, okay? I ordered it and it arrived cold. So, yeah, that was that. Subway footlong is $6. What do you mean? But I think I paid less than 20 euros though. I think probably like 16 or 17 euros for like a menu. So I got a cookie and a drink as well. And the wrap. But the wrap is like, okay, I Googled, before I ordered, I Googled what the wrap is, like what the content is of the wrap. Because I was like, okay, it's cheaper than a foot long. But it's like more expensive than a half foot. So I was wondering about that, and apparently it's the same amount of protein as the foot long, but it's like less vegetables and less bread. So it's technically the healthier option, but I was upset because it was cold. Yeah, it is pretty expensive. It is pretty expensive. I'm so sad.
Classic, swivel the fucking tablet around asking me how much money I want to leave for a tip.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
Immediately, I cave to societal pressure because I don't want this young lady to think I'm an asshole, so I leave a tip, I grab my sandwich, I go eat my sandwich. While I'm eating the sandwich, I'm just stewing. Like, I don't think I should have to tip the people that work at Subway. Not because I don't think, you know, they provide a service, they did a good job, or, you know, they deserve to make more money. They do, that's fine. But the company should be paying them more fucking money. I just paid 300% more money for my sandwich. Pay your employees more money. I understand Subway's a restaurant.
Yeah, from $5 to $19 in like 10 years. That's crazy. Oh, I think if I got a foot long, I think I would probably leave like 20 as well. Not a great price, but it could be worse.
Restaurant, and like you tip people that work at restaurants, but it's not like I sat down, a waiter came out, took my drink order, took my food order, brought me my food. There was no service involved, okay?
Yeah.
I stood there and told you how to make the fucking sandwich. I was the project manager on this sandwich, okay? As far as I'm concerned, I'm part of the team.
Part of the crew, part of the ship. Part of the crew, part of the ship.
At this point, I become convinced at some point in the past 10 years, all the big wigs at Subway got together in their headquarters in some secret underground layer underneath the volcano or wherever Subway's headquarters is, and they had a meeting, and in that meeting, they were like, okay, guys, we need to pay our employees more money. Option A, we can raise the price of the sandwich 300% and pay our employees more money. Option B, we can raise the price of the sandwich 300% and then we can add a tip screen. That way, when the employees are mad they're not making enough money, we shift the blame from us to the customers. Okay, I'm sorry, you don't get to charge me 4 times as much for a sandwich and then also try to paint me as an asshole to the high schooler behind the cash register. It's not gonna happen. So now,
oh shit, no, oh god, I messed up, chat, no. That's the thing, right? Like the point of fast food is kind of that it's supposed to be cheap. Cheap and fast and easy for everyone. So, oof. Yeah, right? Doner kebab is a lot cheaper.
That way, when the employees are mad they're not making enough money, we shift the blame from us to the customers. Okay, I'm sorry, you don't get to charge me 4 times as much for a sandwich and then also try to paint me as an asshole to the high schooler behind the cash register. It's not gonna happen. So now I gotta know everything. I start digging into Subway.
What is... Grab a shovel.
So once upon a time, 1965, there's a 17-year-old kid named Fred DeLuca, and he wants to go off to medical school, but he doesn't have enough money to pay for it. So he's like, hey, my family has this rich friend. He's a nuclear physicist. He's got all kinds of money. I'm going to go to him and ask for his advice, probably secretly hoping that the guy's just going to offer to pay for my college. To his surprise, instead, nuclear physicist guy is like, I'm not going to pay for your college, but I will give you $1,000 to start a sandwich shop, and me and you
Guys, imagine that. Imagine starting a sandwich shop with $1,000. Oh my god. Times are so different.
You can go into business together, and then you can use the money from the sandwich shop to pay for medical school. And $1,000 in 1965 is like 20 grand today, so not an insignificant amount of money. So they open up Pete's Submarines, which is the original name for Subway, and for the first couple of years, they don't really make any money. And a humongous problem they have is people keep calling to order pizza. Because apparently Fred DeLuca in all the radio advertisements has a thick New York accent, so when he says Pete's Submarines, what people hear is Pizza Marines. So rather than learning how to say—
Wait, that's why they're called subs, because they're supposed to look like submarines? Is that the thing behind it? Hey. Can't even open a lemonade stand with 1K nowadays. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Pete's Submarines, he's like, fuck it, we're just gonna rename the restaurant Subway. From here, they start like breaking even, they're making a little bit of money, but like it's nothing to write home about. He's not gonna be able to go to medical school anytime soon, and he's like, okay, hear me out, I've got an idea. We're not really making any money with this submarine shop. What if we double down and open a second submarine shop?
Dream big. Right?
Basically, he uses reverse psychology into tricking people to come in to eat these sandwiches, because when he opens up a second location, people are like, oh my god, they're opening up second locations. They're expanding. They must be delicious. And he starts getting more business. Some of the best advice I've ever heard in my entire life when I was in the military was fake it till you make it. And that's exactly what they're doing here, and it works. Now, ultimately, this is going to be their downfall, but at the time, it makes sense. Fred identifies, hey, rapid expansion is what's making money. We're going to keep rapidly expanding. More locations, more money, more market dominance. Makes sense. So they start opening up Subways.
Wait, isn't Subway like... He's probably gonna say this, so I'm sorry. Spoilers, maybe. I heard Subway has more restaurants than McDonald's. I wonder if that's still the case. Because like, I was very surprised when I heard about this because, you know, McDonald's seems a lot more common here than Subway. But I've heard in the US, I guess Subway is more common.
Everywhere, and then they start franchising, which is, you know, basically, hey, you can use my branding, you can use all my vendors, I'll show you how to do this job. You pay me a bunch of money to open up a Subway, and then you give me like a percentage of your cut, and then they just start opening up franchises all over the United States. And this is actually brilliant for Subway because Subway has a ton of advantages when it comes to franchising. Because Subway, they're just making sandwiches. They don't need deep fryers, they don't need a big cooktop, they don't need all the stuff that other restaurants need, they don't need a ton of special equipment, there's not a bunch of special training. Everybody on the planet knows how to make a sandwich. So the overhead...
That's the reason why I get clowned on a lot. Like, I would tell my friends I get Subway, and then they would make fun of me, being like, oh, well, you can just make a sandwich at home. Well, it's not the same, okay? Please, come on. It's not the same. Oh, probably Starbucks. Oh, I don't see a lot of Starbucks here either. They don't understand. Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
To open up a new restaurant is extremely low. The amount of training you have to give employees is extremely low, and the amount of space that you actually need to have a functioning Subway is also extremely low because, again, they don't have ovens and deep fryers and all that other shit. Which also means that it's really cheap to start a Subway because there's not a lot of overhead, so you could open up a Subway for like $150,000 to $200,000, where
oh, I thought you was gonna say 150 to 200. I was like, hey, wait a second, but okay, of course.
competitors like McDonald's are like $2 million to open up a McDonald's. And this is where Subway's fixation with hyper expansion starts to bite them in the ass because, again, that's all they care about, just more Subways. More Subways is the answer. More Subways equals more money. Typically, with a franchise, the franchising company like Subway or McDonald's is committed to making sure that their franchisees, aka their restaurant locations and their owners, are successful. There's a
Well, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know the numbers, but it makes sense that McDonald's costs a lot more because I feel like McDonald's is also going to make more. At least here, at least around here, I feel like, I don't know. I just think so. Crowd for MIP Subway location, please no. I don't want to be the manager of a Subway. Oh, I'm not a big fan of Starbucks either. It's also kind of overpriced. A lot of fast food and stuff has been overpriced, but I feel like Starbucks has been overpriced for a long time.
They do this, and one of the big ones is typically having territories. So like Chick-fil-A or McDonald's will look at a city and be like, okay, this city has one McDonald's, it's big enough for 2 McDonald's, but we're gonna stick it on the other end of town so both of these franchises can be successful. Subway, on the other hand, doesn't appear to give a shit because remember, all they care about is having more Subways. More equals more money, so they don't care how close they get put together, and there's Subways across the street from Subways all over America. I'm not exaggerating. In my small town in Iowa, there's 3 Subways, and 2 of them are in the same parking lot. One of them is in Walmart, and the other one is like 200 yards outside the front doors of Walmart as a standalone Subway.
Huh? Why?
So obviously, they start cannibalizing each other's profits. They're literally competing with themselves. And that's not even the worst part. The overall franchise agreement, I've looked into a lot of restaurants to have franchising. This is the worst one by far. I would be shocked if it's not the worst one on the planet. Not only if you open up a Subway, will they let somebody else open up another Subway right across the street and cannibalize a lot of your profits, they also have like the highest franchise fee that I've ever come across at 12.5%. And a franchise fee is taken from gross revenue, not gross profit, meaning before you even take out all the costs of running this business, Subway's taking 12.5% right off the top. To put it—
Damn, so it's not even— oh no. They probably steal each other's ingredients. I mean, if you're missing some of your ingredients, you can just go to the other Subway. But then maybe they say no, and they're gonna be like, nah, you know? Huh? I read about this in the newspaper. Does every mall and a lot of airports have Subway? I'm not sure about, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's very different in the US. I really feel like Subway is a bit more rare here. Of course, they say no, they'll both be financially struggling like hell. Hopefully not. But to be fair, whenever I go to Subway, okay, you guys, do you guys feel that phenomenon a lot as well? Because I do. I feel like whenever I walk past the Subway, it's empty, okay? Whenever I walk past it, it's empty. But then whenever I want to get some food for myself, it's full. Or when I go in, and then afterwards, people go in as well, right? After me. Do you guys get this? Do you guys get this as well? And like, it's not like I go around like the buzz times. I go at like random times, right? I don't go around lunch or anything. I go at completely random times. Yep. Oh my god, you guys, do you think is that another proof that we live in a simulation? What the heck? Happens to me a lot too. Almost all food restaurants. I mean, I agree, yeah. Oh my god. I've heard that Germans consider Subway bread to be cake because it has so much sugar in it. I think that's why they changed the recipe. I think that's why they changed the recipe, but I might be wrong. So now it is considered bread, but the original bread would be cake. Yeah. It might be the American thing. Wait, really? It's in America? It's a case in America? But I've heard a similar thing. I've heard a very similar thing. If we all have the same experience, we are probably all well, I don't know. Maybe. What the fuck?
In perspective, McDonald's franchise fee is 8%, so Subway's is 50% higher for a much simpler business. And that's not even the worst part. In the Subway franchise agreement, well, in every franchise agreement, really, there's, terms where you can revoke somebody's franchise. Basically, like if a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A isn't living up to the McDonald's or Chick-fil-A name, they can take away the name so you're no longer a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A, so you don't ruin their reputation across the entire country. And Subway has the same thing. That's fine, but theirs is intentionally broad, and they can basically take your location from you for a wide variety of reasons, and they've been taken to court multiple times being accused of nitpicking minor stuff to take over very profitable locations, including in 2005 when they seized 2 Subways in Dallas, Texas from a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve who was actively on deployment in fucking Afghanistan. Now, to be fair, I don't know what their justification was for why they—
Wait, so he was he was a lieutenant, but also had 2 Subway stores. He was getting all the side quests. That's crazy.
Seized the locations, but considering the fact that in 2009, Subway lost the court case to said lieutenant colonel because they deemed it illegal, I'm gonna say they weren't fucking good enough. But hypothetically, just for fun, let's just say they were good reasons. Subway corporate identifies 2 restaurants in Dallas, Texas that aren't living up to the Subway standard, and they're like, what's going on here? What should we do? Oh, the owner's on deployment in fucking Afghanistan and isn't there to run it appropriately. Should we A, step in and help during the most stressful time of their entire life, presumably? Or should we B, repo their businesses, take their family's livelihood, so that while they're also fighting a war, they can deal about their family back home and losing their business? Huge W for corporate Subway. Makes them look great. I'm sorry, I'm getting horrifically sidetracked, but you guys get it. The franchise agreement is complete and utter bullshit and has been for the majority, if not the entire time Subway's been in business. Back to the timeline. In the 1980s and the 1990s, Subway is growing like crazy, and then in 1999, they have their first major scandal when 32 people in Seattle got hepatitis from 2 different Subway locations.
Okay, so I thought hepatitis is what you get when you like... Wait. I thought hepatitis is like a... Ah! Is that what you get when you like bite into metal? No, that was something else? But wait, what was hepatitis again?
For eating a sandwich. One of which was a 6-year-old boy who went into acute liver failure and had to get a liver transplant.
Oh my god! Oh, that's tetanus. Hepatitis is inflammation of the... Okay. Well, you know, that shouldn't happen either way. It's blood related.
Could you put that in layman terms for me?
I'll be honest, didn't even know you could get hepatitis from a sandwich, but a new fear has just been unlocked for me, and I think we can all agree that, you know, the healthy, fresh option giving you hepatitis isn't a great look for Subway. So now Subway's hurting. They need...
I mean, to be fair, it is kind of a weird... Okay, so why do I like Subway, you guys? Maybe we should talk about this for a second, because they do like to market themselves as like the healthy, fresh option, right? Even though they're not that healthy. I mean, if you look at the bread and stuff. But honestly, for me, it was always like there's not a lot of fast food options that have like fresh vegetables and fresh lettuce and stuff. Like the salad from McDonald's, for example, is ass. Like, I just like sandwiches, I guess. I just like subs. You crave the slop, easy ass. I don't think it's slop. I mean, it is slop, but it feels a little less, it feels less sloppy than like a McDonald's burger because of all the vegetables, I think. Yeah. I just like to bite into the crunchy. I don't know. You get stop! It's not copia. You like subs but not bits. No, I also like bits. Don't worry. But wait, where was I going? I forgot that there's like so many meanings with the word sub. I forgot there's a Twitch sub, there's a YouTube sub, there's a Subway sub, there's the, you know, we don't talk about the other.
New PR campaign to turn this entire thing around, and in 2000, 1 year later, they find it in a college student that had lost like 250 pounds, supposedly only eating Subway, Jared Fogle. He starts filming commercials talking about how much weight he lost only eating Subway. He's bringing up his old...
Okay, come on, dude. See, that's such a goofy thing to say. That you lost weight because you only ate Subway? Come on. You can lose weight only eating McDonald's too. It might be a bit harder. But you can make it happen.
Pants, and now he can fit in like one leg of the pants, showing off how much weight he lost. It is a humongous marketing success. Legitimately one of the most iconic and successful marketing campaigns of all time. Everybody knows Jared from Subway. He becomes the face of the company. It's so successful that Subway corporate said between 2000 and 2011, they credit Jared's ad campaign with 1/3 to half of their growth during that time, and during that time, they tripled in size. So you can't really argue with the results of this ad campaign. However, it's not something I would ever advise, having somebody off the street become the national spokesperson for your humongous company. Why? Because if they do some crazy shit, it's gonna make the entire company look bad, and this is why most huge companies have a fictional character as their mascot. You've got Ronald McDonald, Burger King, the Michelin Tire Man, Tony the Tiger. They're cartoons, they're safe, they're never gonna get pulled over for a DUI while they have a pile of blow and a hooker in the back seat. Like, that's the idea.
That's what Jared did? Because I heard he went to prison and stuff, right?
And I'm sure you all know what I'm getting at, because in 2015, Jared Fogle ends up getting arrested and sent to federal prison for 15 years for, and I quote, illicit sexual conduct with a minor and having a bunch of illicit child material on his computer.
Oh my god! Yeah, oh my... They should have stuck to cartoon. What the fuck? Oh my god. No.
Unpopular opinion, 15 years, not enough. Okay, there's nothing funny about this, but the amount of just tragic irony and foreshadowing that the college student that got famous for fitting into a smaller pair of pants ultimately gets put in federal prison for trying to get in little kids' pants is horrific. Now,
oh my... Oof.
That happened in 2015. Luckily for Subway, they'd kind of been phasing Jared out as their head of marketing since 2008 when they came out with the $5 footlong. Again, I'm not saying a lot of positive stuff about Subway, but their marketing team is on point, because the $5 footlong also is one of the most iconic marketing campaigns of all time. I mean, we all know the $5 footlong jingle. $5 footlong.
I didn't know it, but... I didn't know it, but... yeah. It's, you know, $5 is pretty good.
The only jingle that's ever been made that's better than that is J.G. Wentworth, and I don't even know what the fuck J.G. Wentworth does, but I will know his song till the day I die. So the Subway $5 footlong absolutely dominates. This came out in 2008, right when, you know, the housing market crashed, the economy's in the tank. You could go and buy a footlong sandwich for $5. People loved it. Well, most people loved it. Pretty much everybody loved it except for the franchise owners, because the franchise owners were like making little to no money. Some of the sandwiches they were even losing money on at the $5 price point. But they...
Okay. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't offer $5 if it actually makes you lose money. I mean, I guess Subway didn't lose anything. It was just the smaller people.
Have to do it because Subway can set the prices, and if they can't set the prices, they can at least advertise the fuck out of it so everybody that comes into your Subway expects a $5 footlong, and then once you've already made it and they're mad that it's not $5, what are you gonna do? Throw it away? You're gonna sell it for $5 and save what money you can. I know what you're thinking. Why would Subway be willing to make a $5 footlong if they're not making money on it? Oh, that's simple, because Subway corporate doesn't give a fuck about its franchise owners. At least that's what it would appear to be, right? They're screwing them over left and right, and Subway takes 12.5% of their gross revenue, meaning not profit. So they're taking 12.5% of that $5, even if it costs them $6 to make it. Subway corporate is still getting paid. Fuck the franchise owner. And this is kind of the peak and then the downward slide of Subway, because the controversies just keep coming after this. First, they get busted because the footlongs aren't actually a foot long.
Okay, I saw that. But I was thinking, are they actually talking about like the foot as in like the, you know, are they talking about the foot as in the imperial foot, or are they just talking about a foot? Like a, you know, I don't know.
People are walking in with tape measures, measuring them. They're 10 inches, 11 inches, not 12 inches. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of defend Subway on this one because this is a stupid complaint. It's the same amount of dough. They just didn't stretch it out enough before they put it in the oven.
Okay.
It's the same amount of bread, the same amount of calories. You're getting what you paid for. And that's really all Subway had to say. It was like, hey, sorry, the employee didn't stretch the dough out long enough before he stuck it in the oven, but all...
I mean, that's not a bad thing, I think, because it's, at least it's like a, they made the bread like by hand. They didn't maliciously have the shorter foot.
all the bread is still there, and everybody would have been like, oh, that makes sense. That's cool. Do you think that's what Subway did? No, absolutely not. Instead, they released an official statement on their Facebook that says, and I quote,
Never mind.
With regards to the size of the bread and calling it a footlong, Subway footlong is a registered trademark as a descriptive name for the sub sold in Subway restaurants and not intended to be a measurement of length.
That is okay. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. What the fuck? Does the same thing count for the quarter pounder? Wait, what the? It's so stupid. It's the most stupid thing I've heard. By the way, I think in Germany, since we don't use feet as a measurement, right? I feel like usually it's called like, I feel like usually it just says 30 centimeters or something. I'm not sure. I should look right now. Thank you, Nom Nom. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. The executives at Subway must do so much flow. It was so bad.
Translation, just because we call it a foot long doesn't mean you can expect it to be a foot long. That's just what we call it, you fucking idiot. Yeah, that
It's
Facebook
so
post went about as well as you'd expect.
stupid.
They ended up taking it down. The balls to be like, we call it a foot long sub because we call it a foot long sub, not because it's 12 inches long. And if you interpret it as that way, you're dumb, is insane. To be
Right? Like, what do you mean?
fair though, a 2x4 hasn't been a 2x4 since like 1960 and nobody seems to care. Probably because the lumber companies don't scoff and look at you like you're a moron if you expect a 2x4 to be 2x4, but whatever. So then Subway loses their damn mind. They think they have trademarked the phrase footlong in regards to sandwiches, even though a foot long to them doesn't mean 12 inches, which ultimately leads them to suing Casey's gas station, which I've done a video on. My favorite pizza on the planet is Casey's gas station pizza. They file a lawsuit against
Gas station pizza. You guys are crazy.
Casey's because Casey's also makes sub sandwiches, and their 12-inch long sandwich they call a foot long. So Subway tries to sue them for trademark infringement on a fucking measurement. A measurement that they don't even abide by. Do you understand how fucking insane that is? That'd be like if I opened up a milk company and I sold, quote, gallons of milk, and I trademarked the phrase gallon of milk, and then I only sold you 3 quarts of milk, and then I turned around and sued the motherfucker actually selling you a gallon of milk. It's insanity. Obviously, they lost this fucking lawsuit because duh. So
Good. Some gas stations have sushi. Wait. I think I've heard of that at some point. But gas station sushi? Come on, that can't be good. I mean, I know grocery store sushi and grocery store grocery store sushi is ass. So I don't think the gas station sushi, oof.
always on its down slump, and then they just lose all credibility as being healthy in the coming scandals. Buh! What do you mean it's not healthy? Jared lost 250 pounds doing it. Buh! Okay, Jared lost a bunch of weight because he was eating 2 6-inch subs a day, and they were mostly vegetables. He was eating like 1,200 calories. You can eat 1,200 calories of literally fucking anything, and you're gonna lose weight. If you eat 1,200 calories of Slim Jims and M&Ms, you're gonna lose weight, especially if you're doing a bunch of cardio, chasing children at a playground like that sick pervert. In 20-
Yeah, but that's also what I was trying to say, like, you know, just because you eat a certain brand of things, it doesn't really matter what you eat as long as you don't eat, you know, as long as you eat less calories than you burn. That's how the weight loss works.
17, CBS, the news network, decided they were going to conduct a little study on Subway chicken. They went, they bought a sandwich, they took the chicken, took it to a lab, and found out that the chicken that Subway sells is anywhere from 42%
What the
to
fuck?
53% chicken.
What? What is... Okay. I have a few questions. Okay, first of all, are they counting the teriyaki sauce? And then second of all, what's the rest? I don't think they're counting the sauce. Even if they are counting the sauce. Right? That's not... What?
What the fuck fuck is the rest of it? Wait, let me guess. You trademarked the term chicken breast, and now if anybody assumes that a chicken breast is made out of chicken, we're obviously fucking stupid. Is that what it is? Thankfully, no, they learned their lesson. They did not go that route again. What they did was they're like, okay, we're fucking up. We're going to make sure that the chicken is actually 100% chicken. No, I'm just kidding. They turned around and tried to sue CBS for malicious news and took them to court, and they lost again. Because as it turns out, it's not illegal to tell the truth.
There is no way in hell that I am going to say.
Well, that's fucking insane! What? Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think that's like, that ever happened in Germany. Hello, Rian! Welcome. Swarm, hi. It's like Taco Bell. Is it the same in Taco Bell? Please don't tell me that. You guys.
Oh, I'm really worried I'm gonna say it.
Then in 2020 in Ireland was instituting a new tax where they were gonna, have to tax more on food made in restaurants, and Subway came to the table and they argued, well, Ireland has certain staple foods that you can't increase taxes on, and one of those staple foods is bread, and we make all of our bread fresh in our restaurants. We should be exempt from this tax. Okay, not a big fan of Subway right now, I'll admit it, I'll be up front. However, that's a reasonable point. And Ireland agrees. And Ireland is like, okay, we hear you. Send some bread off to the lab and we'll take a look at it. They send the bread.
Oh my God, that's the bread thing. It was Ireland.
Off to the lab. And the Irish Supreme Court comes back and says, there's so much fucking sugar in this bread. You're not legally allowed to call this bread in the country of Ireland. You have to classify this as cake. You're selling cake sandwiches.
Dude, that is so insane. That is so insane. How much sugar is in there? How sweet is the bread sweet? Is it sweet? Like, the sugar has to give like some sort of flavor, right? Wait, I'm so confused. A lot? All of it? It must be sugar, but like, huh?
And all of this just keeps coming out one after another after another. It's promoted by a pedophile. The franchises aren't making money. The foot-long sandwiches are only 10 inches long and they're not bread. They're made out of cake. Half the chicken inside the chicken isn't even fucking chicken. Obviously, it leads to the public perception that Subway isn't that fucking healthy. And while all this is going on...
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it is. Pretty standard for American bread. Really. Well, the white bread maybe, but I don't know. That's why you eat it? I don't think it's like that. Like here, I don't know. I don't know if they have the same recipe here as they do in America. I wonder. But the veggies, yeah, you guys. I mean, okay, listen. I said what I said, and I'll stand by it, okay? Yeah, maybe it's not healthy. Maybe it's not healthy, but I still enjoy the flavor of the veggies and the meat and stuff. Like, what was it? I like the Philly beef. I like the Philly beef, and I like the Italian BMT. Those are my favorites.
They get rid of the $5 footlong and jack the fucking prices through the roof and then add a tip screen at checkout. Needless to say, Subway's in the fucking tank. They've closed down 7,600 locations since 2015.
Oh, damn.
And they're closing down hundreds, if not thousands of locations every single year. And
I like how it says how to prevent soggy sandwiches for lunch. You can prevent soggy sandwiches by packing it properly. What? To be fair, I've had a soggy sandwich before at Subway, definitely.
They are on a humongous decline. And this entire thing is just a textbook example of shitty leadership ruining an A-grade idea, because a Subway franchise was a golden idea, a brilliant idea. Super cheap to start up, didn't need any specialized...
No, you guys, I'm not trying to defend them. Don't get me wrong. Everything that he said in this video is very fucked up, alright? And I'm not sponsored by Subway. I was just saying, I did enjoy the subs, even though I knew that they were not healthy. Yeah.
Equipment, everybody phased out. Also, I've talked an outrageous amount of shit in this entire video, so I want to take a minute and just be like, hey, I understand if you're mad at Subway right now too. I am as well. However, your local Subway branch probably isn't owned by Big Subway. It's probably owned by somebody in your community that's just trying to make a living making sandwiches, and don't take it out on them.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Classic prioritizing short-term profit over long-term stability. I mean, it was interesting because compared to like the Five Guys video, right? If you guys remember that, the Five Guys guy just wanted to make good burgers and fries, and then that was his business model. He wanted to make the best burgers and fries, and I find it pretty interesting, like in comparison to this one, where the focus was just money. I feel
Not their
like.
fault, and they're probably a lot more mad at corporate Subway than we are. Trust me. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon. Links for both of those are over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
All right, that was interesting. That was interesting.
Don't forget to go check out Supremacy World War III. Unlock
Okay,
your
okay,
railgun
okay.
and go conquer the British. It's what George Washington would have wanted.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Subway right now? It's a little bit conflicting. So I can't say that I will never get Subway again, but I mean, obviously it is not a great company. Right. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe, come over to Twitch to watch me live, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye YouTube.